Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the fourth episode of the Talking COD pod. Unfortunately, as the graphic says, that is indeed not Mark. Mark is who the fuck knows. But we got Ty in his place. Ty is always ready to come out of the bullpen when Mark's not available. Tyler, how you doing?
I'm doing great, man. I'm excited to be here. I love doing this stuff.
Yeah, we're just gonna be talking COD, man. Finally we got the season kicked off, and boy, it was a juicy little weekend we got there. Um, I mean, we could just start off the rip, baby. OpTic versus Minnesota.
Mm.
What happened?
You know, there's a bunch of ways you can dissect the situation by, saying that, oh, well, don't if you don't want the streak, don't pull the streak out, stuff like that. But the way I looked at it was, yeah, the streak's not supposed to be in the game, and that's totally on Infinity Ward. It's still in the game,
Mm-hmm.
or if it's in the CDL mode, I should say. It shouldn't be in the CDL mode or in any competitive thing because it's not allowed.
Right.
So if it's gonna be there, it shouldn't. If it's gonna be there, like don't let it be able to. Don't let it be accessible. And unfortunately, that's what happened. And it ended up screwing OpTic out of winning the game and the match. So it's tough. And then the whole forfeit situation was just stupid. I think the ruling by the CDO was very vague and not well thought out. I think they just came to a decision like, oh, OpTic doesn't want to replay, they're done. Like, that's not how it should go.
Yeah, and the whole 2 hour break where there's no answer, like it wasn't a good start to what was a good start for Twitch
Hmm.
viewership for the COD League. Everything was buzzing around COD again. Finally, a lot of people didn't handle it correctly. I really don't think the streak would have mattered even if he was able to pull it in. I
No,
don't even
not
think
even
he
a
would
little.
have been able to call it in by the time the point was captured.
Nope.
If they wanted a round replay, OpTic should have just played it. It's the first match of the first series of the first fucking weekend of COD. It's really not that big of a deal. Um, but then to go like kind of hissy fit and be like, nah, we're not playing the rest of the weekend. Like, okay, I get the statement you're trying to make, but I don't know what high horse you think you're going to ride off into the sunset on. I really don't
Yeah.
think it was, but they made their point. But now they're still holding true to their semi boycott of the league, and they're not doing any player interviews. So we'll see how long that lasts.
I think that's just, I honestly, it's dumb, but
Yeah.
I see it from both sides. Like I feel for Rocker and I feel for OpTic because like obviously it's not really Rocker's fault that it's in there and that it's the first streak. Like even if you're playing like Mosh Pit or something, it's the first streak you hit if you have a cruise and an SAE. Like that's the first one that you hit.
Right.
So
You
it's
gotta
like
hold it and then move your
you
stick to
gotta hold
get
it,
the
move your
other one.
stick. So I feel for Rocker, I feel for OpTic, but again, like I'm an OpTic fan. The way that OpTic handled it wasn't the most like professional. It was kind of immature in a way. Like you were up 2-1, right? They were up 2-1
No.
or something
Well,
like
it
that.
would have been 2-1 had they won that
It
map.
would have okay. It would have been 2-1. No, I'm saying in the game, like in the control.
No, that was round five.
Okay. Okay. Even okay. It was round
Scum
five.
spit on Afro in the thing, and he stays
Right.
under
Right.
for the
Right.
homies. Like there was
Right.
there was huge implications for us on stream if anybody was there. We were sweating out like the 2 hour. We didn't know if we are replaying or whatever. It was a shit show.
Yeah. So I see it from both sides, but at the end of the day, like OpTic, grow up and
Right,
replay the round. Like it's not that big of a deal.
right. But and for the Minnesota side, when you watched back that VOD, come on, man, you can't tell me
You
that it would
can't.
have mattered. You
Mm-mm.
cannot
He
tell me it would
wasn't.
have mattered.
He was nowhere close, and you can see on Scum's cruise missile that he wasn't even like he was nowhere
It
close, and they
takes
were.
it takes 7 seconds from when you pop it to when it lands on the ground. And
Mm-hmm,
Scumps hit the ground, which means he can go up in his. I believe
mm-hmm.
that's how it works. I'm not too sure. If I'm talking out of my ass, let me know in the comments. I don't know if two cruisers can be up at the same time. Maybe they can.
I I don't know. I don't know.
Because if it's
I'm not
true,
gonna
then
say no.
maybe it might have worked. But if not, Scumps hit the ground, and then within 3 seconds they had the point cap, so it wouldn't have mattered anyway.
Yeah.
But again, it was the first match
Well, it
of the
was one of
weekend for
it was the last
them.
match or for them, yeah, for them.
Right. So like I don't know if it was the biggest deal for a 2 hour wait.
Nah, it wasn't worth it.
Especially
It
with the
was just
viewership was way up, man.
wait, can we get a
And
W for that?
yeah,
W
that's
that the COD is
huge.
back on
That's
Twitch. Like,
huge.
I mean, 100K
We're
or it was
able to
like
watch
80K.
party. I mean, it's huge.
80K pre-optic? Like you didn't never saw that on
Yeah,
YouTube.
you saw
Like,
80K
ever.
during a major final, maybe.
Yeah.
So it is huge. And the VODs are on YouTube. So the COD League's in a good spot right now. We just hope the devs can really come around for us and we could put together a really good game. And then if we're playing it for 2 years, I know it might get stale at some point, but if everything runs correctly,
Going to.
we can make it a good game and we can make it competitive. We just need a little help. But
Yeah, like yeah, I agree. 100%.
that's our thoughts really on the Optic Rocker thing. Rocker starting off 2-0, I believe, right? You know, Optic 1-1 could be 2-0. Who knows? At this point, I'm predicting that they're going to be either in winners or losers against each other at the major, and it's going to be some.
That's going to be some
There's going to be
fun.
some words said, right? And I feel for the homie attached, you know, he doesn't really want to get involved. But
We love you, Dylan.
there's gonna be some trash talk across that stage for
Yeah,
sure.
for sure. No question.
But yeah, so next thing I want to talk about, you know, you were with us in some of the watch parties. What is the best team that you think in terms of kind of how they look? Right, I know it's only been 2 matches and we still have 2 more to go. In terms of the stage matches, what team looks the best right now, top to bottom, clear cut, like clean and polished, as much as you can be early in the season?
I mean, you know, I mean, I think I have to give the edge to Boston here.
They do look
Like,
good.
I mean, you beat FaZe first match of the year. Like, granted, we all knew FaZe didn't look very good in scrims, and Boston looked pretty decent. Um, right now, a week into the COD season, they are the best team. But then again, it is week one, and then London's 2-0. But then we did see last year that London was a very good online team, and then got to LAN and struggled. So that you have to take that with a grain of salt as well. Um, but Boston looks good to me. I mean, you have to throw FaZe in there. Granted, they lost to Boston, but fucking Cell dropping 30 something map one.
That was
Like,
stupid.
like
He was going nuclear. That was crazy.
he was going crazy. I mean, look, they're FaZe, okay? Like, they're not bad at COD. Like, they lost one match. Like, great. They're not going to be dominant like they were in Cold War. But they still came in second every major, including champs last year. And people said that was a down year. So, like, you know, giving out rankings week one is hard. But if you were to ask right now, I think it would be Boston. Looks like the best team in the game right now.
I think Boston looks good. I think Boston being good is huge for the CDL in terms of like branding. Like Boston's a big city, right? Like, you know, the Boston New York thing exists in traditional sports, you know,
Sure,
like life and death it is between some of these Boston teams and New York teams.
definitely.
Um I mean, I had Nero as my sleeper MVP. I know that he struggled in the first match, but they're 2-0, so it might not matter. But Awakening is
Right.
absolutely piecing. I see him putting up 1.4s, 1.3s. Zinni's doing what he got to do. Vivid's also getting some of the. He's the most top engagement player in the league so
Yep.
far.
As
So
expected. As expected.
he's
That dude just
absolutely
runs and guns.
disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
Boston being huge in terms of teams that I'm extremely disappointed in, and I know that I talked about them a lot on the last episode because I took them to win 3 of their 4 quals. They've already lost 2. The Seattle Surge. What are we doing, Lamar?
Yeah, and you know, a game as slow as this one, like Lamar is slow, but this makes him look like a statue.
I know,
Like,
bro.
I mean, look, I get it. You're not that engagement AR, you're not that fast AR, but fuck, man, like you got to do something on the map.
I
I
know.
mean,
I mean,
it's far. I
AG can't
mean,
jump out of top barn anymore and just 360
no,
whack somebody in the forehead. Like I don't know,
no,
man.
like I mean, look, we can say all we want. We're not professional Call of Duty players. We don't know what goes on, but like if you, I mean, you just know COD. Like you can't just be sitting there holding a fucking pre-aim like this for the whole map. It's just not gonna work. It's not how you win.
I know. And now The
against Sib, but Sib
M4.
Sib looked
Oh,
gross.
he was disgusting. And I think
Sib,
Pred didn't play as well as he might have.
mm-mm.
I didn't even look at Mac. I don't know what was going on, whether he was playing well or not. I couldn't even realize.
I
I don't
couldn't
know. I
tell you
feel
what he
like
dropped.
Seattle was getting absolutely had other than Sib just talking motherfuckers to sleep.
Sib's natural. He's just a naturally gifted COD player. Like he's gonna be good at every game he touches. He was good at Cold War. I mean, he was disgusting at Cold War. He was gross at Vanguard. Like he's just one of those players that's naturally gifted.
I'm so
But
disappointed in the Surge,
yeah,
man. They sold
they
they sold this spray and pray lay 2 out of 3 legs. They sold that shit. They sold the qual bets. Oh man.
yeah, they didn't look very good. They didn't come out as hot as everyone probably expected them to, as they did last year. So I don't know. They got work to do this week. That's for sure.
Yeah, you can't, you'll take 2-2, especially if you start off 0-2.
You start off 0-2, and then you got to go play London, who's 2-0, riding a hot streak.
Right. Who
So
knows if the online thing that might be a thing for London, because I heard that they were
it is.
down and out in terms of like scrim results, but scrims are online. Why all of a sudden during matches, like, are they pulling to a server that they're not scrimming on during
They're in North.
scrims?
I think they're in North Carolina, if I'm not mistaken. So I don't. I don't know. I can tell you, but I mean, they look good online. But I mean, again, this all matters when it gets to the major. So they could start in winners and then lose, and they can get double rounded. So nobody knows. But they look good to start. I mean, Asim played well. I mean,
Mason
Zero.
played
I mean, and Nasty
really
played
well.
fucking unbelievable for a Nasty. Like last year, he was barely dropping 40 kills a map
Yeah.
for 3 maps. So
And even Paul X had his moments where he was piecing. Like, they kind of had somebody pop off almost every single time
yeah.
that they were playing.
Hmm.
That might be hard to sustain as teams get better, but for now they have a shot. I mean, you got Minnesota Rocker, London Royal Ravens, and Boston Breach all with a shot at the #1 seed for quals.
That
You
wouldn't have
could have
been my guess.
you could have told me that I was pregnant, and I probably would have believed that first.
I mean, I
Like,
mean, yeah. Honestly.
but who knows? Maybe that's just how the game's gonna be. We don't really know anything anymore. So, but yeah, that's good for the second topic. So, for those of you that are still listening, I'm going to bring on somebody who you should know from stream. And we're going to talk with Mark Spice. Mark Spice, what's going on, sweetheart?
How we doing?
Love that out of you, Mark Spice. Now, listen, you thought I might have been feeling you, but I indeed wasn't. Anyway, so we're going to be trying to implement this into our Talkin' COD podcast. We're going to be taking a look at our favorite player for the upcoming weekend in terms of prize picks. Again, if you guys don't know, twitch.tv/CDL Sportsbook. We've been live watch partying and live betting on the CDL matches in terms of player props and team betting itself. And we've been having a blast over there. The viewership's been great. Chat's been great. We had an amazing weekend. Tough Sunday, but we rounded it out with a nice bang at the end. So, in terms of the board, I think right now I'm gonna have to take and let me pull it up for you guys. It is going to be. I know you guys aren't going to be able to see it, but Nasty Map 1. 21.5, and I know Tyler and I just before were talking about Nasty. He's been piecing, and I know you guys again you can't see my screen, but I'm just gonna say what I think out loud. He's been going for 22.7 in terms of hard points. I know it's not a lot of data to go off. It's only 3 hard points. But he went 18 and 25 against LAG when they kind of got had bad. Let me see. Where was he? He went 20 and 20 in a 250 to 120 hard point map 1 on Zarqua. And then a really close match that he kind of got tucked on. 0.72. I don't expect that to really happen all too often. Seattle Surge, again, not looking good. And that's who they'll be playing here in this map 1. I really like this spot for Nasty. 21.5 is not bad. I know basically all these hard points are ending around the 19s, 20, 21s. I'm expecting this hard point to be close. Nasty's frying with that M4. I know it's not an M4 now. It's a TAC. So again, be careful if you guys are gonna place anything here with Nasty. We don't really know how the meta plays now, right? The meta you watched last weekend is gonna be different than the one you're gonna watch this weekend.
Stats are flipping.
The M4 is gone. People that were gross with the M4 gone. People like Sib, who knows? Maybe he's not as good as he's not going to be as good as he was with the M4 with the TAC. And again, maybe the TAC's gone by Friday. Who knows? Maybe by Major 1, the M4 is back in. Nobody knows anything. It's COD. We literally do this in Twitch, Twitter DMs. We do this shit in terms of vetoes and GAs.
So stupid.
It's not in a good state. So be careful with this. But in terms of the board that I'm looking at real quick, Nasty at 21.5. I'm definitely going to give him a shout at that. And then I did hear that Havoc was at 52.5. I know he's not there anymore. But he's been struggling to start the season, and he's playing a decent Minnesota Rocker team. I could see one of those hard points being a blowout. So yeah, Nasty 21.5. We'll see when we come back to this. What day is that? It's the first match, Friday at 3 p.m. So we'll see on stream if you guys take this with one of your favorite.
No, it's at oh, Nasty. I'm sorry, I thought you were talking about Havoc.
No. So if you guys take that with one of your NBA picks or a taco or something like that, we'll see on Friday in the Twitch stream how that does. So in terms of any other people, we're gonna wait to stream, but we're gonna try to keep a running count on our player of the weekends here on the Talkin COD podcast. So that's gonna do it for that segment. Back to shout out Mark Spice for stopping by. She looks beautiful. That chain is glistening, sweetheart.
Gorgeous.
I don't know. We might have to get LASIK or laser surgery to get rid of some of those mustache, but it's all good. The eyebrows be bushy. But she's a munch, so it is what it is. It is what it is. And we're gonna welcome back Ty. Ty, thanks for making way for Mark Spice there. Appreciate that.
No problem. I was feeling her, so
you were indeed feeling her. But she's a munch. So definitely a munch. So let's talk about some of these marquee matchups going into this next weekend. This is it in terms of seeding for the major, right? Like this is it. You get 2 more matches and it's straight into Major 1. Raleigh, North Carolina, for those of you that might be going, could possibly be there. And if I am, make sure to keep an eye out for me. I'll definitely twerk for you in person, no problem, as long as you throw me a tip. And I'm not talking about the cash. So we got OpTic versus London. Huge matchup. OpTic's kind of got to.
This is a match that you see OpTic lose 3-1.
Right. There's been times they lost to London Royal Ravens. I don't know. Did they start off 0-3 in a qual with like Illy and Vanguard? And they lost. They lost. On Berlin Search.
They started. I remember last year in Vanguard in Major 1 quals. They lost because I don't remember what the reasoning was, but they started off like shit. I think they started off 0-2. They started off 0-2 in that major in the quals, and then won like 4 in a row. So I don't know, but again, OpTic London, again a match on paper. OpTic should be. This shouldn't even be a question.
In my mind, seeing those two teams together, I feel like Ravens have that number almost every single time. I don't know why.
No. I mean, I 100%. I personally, I agree with you. And just given how London is playing, they're 2-0. They beat who they beat? New York and who else did they beat?
LAG.
New York and LAG. Granted, not
great teams.
Greatest, not great.
This is a test.
But this is going to be a test for both teams. I mean, OpTic they essentially should have beaten Rocker, and then they beat Florida.
Yeah,
so
not great either.
Again, yeah, not great. So this is probably going to be the first like real match test for both of them. So
if you had to guess right now, OpTic money line, what do you think it is?
OpTic money line?
Uh-huh.
-150?
Wow, the OpTic juice is there.
Is it what is it,
Double
like
that.
220?
Minus 334.
Damn, who's running that? What is
I'm
that?
not running
Lovada?
that. This is Bet365. I can show you.
Man,
I can show y'all, no problem.
bet 365.
Make sure for all y'all motherfuckers that be in Colorado and New Jersey in the States, make sure you check out the link in the description below. Sign up for Bet365. You know what it is. 21 plus,
Damn,
begambleaware.org. You know the vibe.
hey, they are juicing the hell out of
They're
that line. That feels like
juicing that, bro.
personally, that feels like a trap.
I mean, I'd be all over London here. I just don't know. London
I
at
mean,
plus 240 is a good shout, right?
you're getting so much insane
I
value
know.
on a 2-0 team.
I know.
I
And
mean,
but the plus 1.5 is only plus 110. They could definitely push it map
oh,
5.
they can make that map 5. Essentially, I think the play is the plus 1.5. Fuck the money line.
Yeah,
The play is, I think the play is the map line.
could definitely be a lay shout for plus 110.
I 100% agree because you're
But
getting
I think
again
OpTic
like
win this though. I mean, I could see London taking that first search. It's just whether London takes one of those
I don't
hard
think that
points.
I don't think they beat him in a respawn. I think OpTic's too good at control, and I mean I think it'd be like a
So then you
250 to
think a
190.
3-1.
I think it's gonna be 3-1 OpTic, but
Oh, but the one
that's
plus
just
one and a
me.
half don't hit.
I know, but that's just me. But I just
I
OpTic is
know.
too good, but the value on the 1.5 is there. If you're gonna take it because it's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Because that match could
And
easily
London
go
was plus one
five
and a half
max.
against New York or Gorillas when I nuked that shit on stream.
I think ooh,
It was the most recent one they played. New York.
LAG,
Oh,
LAG,
fuck.
because they 3-0'd New York and then
Right,
they
so they
played
were,
LAG the next
bro,
day.
LAG was favored versus London. I don't know. London got to get some flowers here real quick for the one time.
Yeah, I mean personally, I think OpTic wins that 3-1, but the 1.5 plus 1.5,
Yeah.
London, I think that's probably the play because OpTic could easily lose a control, or they could lose the first hard point.
I haven't
Like
been able to like lock in and really watch some of these players. I know I've seen a couple Shotsy clips. There's one on our TikTok of him in an hotel just absolutely piecing with a Vaznev.
check it out at CDL Sportsbook.
At CDL Sportsbook on TikTok. What's going on with Illy? Is he good? Like, I know there's no like rumors or anything. Is he good? Is he playing well? I feel like he's just like
he's just there. I
right. I
guess.
feel like there
Like
hasn't
I
been
hate
any
saying that.
storyline to it or anything.
I hate saying that because I mean Illy is disgusting, but like he didn't really do anything special. Because I mean Seth dropped a 1.3
Right.
week 1, and he's 28 by the way, so
Tippy.
hippie. But
Let's go, Seth.
like
Tap.
you fucking animal. But like I think I was rewatching like some clips, and he was like on a Mercado. He's like 18 and 24. Like he wasn't really doing anything crazy. But then again, Illy's not one of those guys that
Right. He's
goes
not.
off
Yeah.
all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. He's not. He's not
He's a
like a
guy that
cell where all of a sudden he's 26 and 7. Right.
right.
Like.
He's okay. This is gonna be an insane comp, but bear with me. He's like a field general Tom Brady. Like he's one of those guys that controls everything and keeps everyone in check. No,
Yeah, but
he's
is he selling the goat whale?
that's a tough one. That's a tough question. That's a tough question to answer.
Shout out Tom for selling Trent's goat whale.
That's a tough one. I'm not gonna speak on my boy Trent like that. That's something I'm keeping him close to the hip there.
Shout out Giselle. Shout out Giselle.
Shout out Giselle. But again, Illy didn't. I mean, granted, that dude can pop off at any moment. But again, he's one of those guys that controls everything. He's a field general. He's a map general, I should say. And he's gonna keep it. He's gonna keep it clean. He's gonna be consistent. He's never gonna be like awful. Never gonna. I mean, he has a bad map here and there when his thumb was all fucked up. But like that, to me, he's not really that person. Especially this year, I think I'm gonna predict he's not gonna be one of those guys that's gonna be like exploding like a Dashy or a Cell. Like, because those two are disgusting in their own right. But you know, Illy's. I mean, Illy's there. I mean, he's there. I mean, he's disgusting, but he's not anything like unbelievably like.
Yeah, I don't know. To me, he's kind of just become like a forgotten. I don't know. Maybe I could be faded for that.
Let us know. Let us
Yeah,
know
let
if
us
we're
know.
faded.
Are you locked in on Illy's gameplay? Like, are you critiquing him, or is he just
Are
kind
you
of?
watching the mini map like this? Like,
Yeah, are you sniffing your monitor like Illy? Um,
but
OpTic's got to win that though. You can't. 1-2 is not going to get you. You're going to be praying for map differential in order to make winners with a 2-2
mhm.
record.
Yep.
And
Yep.
who
Yep. Yep.
knows? You might end up. I mean, who does Rocker play this weekend? Mutineers? No, Rocker's about to be 3-0. And who
Yeah,
else?
Rockers 3-0.
Vegas. They could be 4-0. It could be Rocker. What about Breach in terms of number one seed? Breach plays Subliners. That should be a win. And Gorillas. That should be a win.
Gorillas. Yep.
What happens there? 2 4-0 teams? Map record? Head to head? They didn't play each other. We'll have to look that up.
It's a great question. I don't know.
All right. Anyway, last marquee matchup that I really see for this one, and we'll give a money line shout as well in this one. Toronto versus FaZe. I don't think this Toronto phase is as heavy hitting as other Toronto phases have been in past couple of years. Would you agree or disagree on that?
I would agree, given that Toronto loses the firepower of Cammy and Bance. That's no disrespect to Standy or Scrappy, but um, the Cold War duels between FaZe and Toronto were
So diffy.
unreal. Champs, like, granted, that was unfortunate. I really wanted Toronto to win that one, but
they got licked up on APOC.
yeah,
all good.
they got destroyed. Regardless, I think this match is, in terms of players and on paper, I mean, FaZe should wax the floor with them, but you can't discount Scrappy or Standy or Kleenex, like, or Insight. Like, those, like, it could be a close one again, but FaZe could end up being FaZe and just destroy.
Yeah,
But
and for
marquee
those of
player is
you
Scrappy.
that
Marquee
were
player is
in the
Scrappy.
stream, Atlanta FaZe. Fortunately, it looks like they're back to stealing our boys, the homies' cash all season. Simp, if you end up watching this, please, brother, would you please stop selling the coin? It's like you guys don't even know what you do to us. But when we're on you, you guys chalked. And when we're not, you guys just take the cash. I mean, it's actually incredible what the Atlanta FaZe boys have done to us over the history of CDLSB over here. But I still love those guys. But I don't think, and a minus 175. Like, are we being realistic? Right? Like, is OpTic minus 300 or Atlanta FaZe only minus 170? Which one's more poorly priced?
Oof. Trying to think here. Like,
I feel like I could get a nuke job behind Atlanta FaZe, but we all know how that ends up.
Well,
shit ain't it.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what they are seeing in this Toronto squad that makes them think that this needs to be like, that they think, is this going to be like that close of a match rather than OpTic in London. Granted, it is London, but I don't know if they're looking at what's going on like at all, because London's 2-0, great. They haven't played anybody. Toronto looks solid. Scrappy looks as advertised, and I don't know. The FaZe minus 175 is very surprising, just at face value. So this match looks to me like FaZe should win this, like, no problem at all.
Yeah, I'd say if I were to cook up a spray and pray real quick, it would be Atlanta FaZe money line. London Royal Ravens plus 1.5.
Oof, that's gonna be your
Against Seattle, not against OpTic.
Oh,
against
okay.
Seattle.
I was gonna say plus 1.5 against Seattle. That's a good one.
And then Thieves minus 1.5 against Florida Mutineers. Oh shit! I unplugged my mic. Give me 1 second there, podcast listeners. I know you could still hear me, but I can't hear my fucking call.
gonna speak for Smitty here when he's muted here, but that's a good lay. I like that. I don't know what the odds are on that, but all right, you're here. Yeah, let me see if it's on Bovada real quick.
Yeah, cook that up for
Gotta
me.
be.
What are we looking
I
at?
got you. If my computer would load, there we go.
We'll send the boys away. And by the way, if you're still listening to this podcast about 30 minutes in, regular time, appreciate you.
Love you. I love all of you.
You guys are the real ones, right? If you're just here to just suck me off for a pick, you can check out my OnlyFans instead. What about go ahead.
We said FaZe money line.
Yeah.
You had London -1.5.
Plus.
Oh, +1.5.
Against Surge.
Wait, they're -1.5 on Bovada.
What? It's got to be plus money. What is it at?
+300.
Yeah, I shouldn't have hit.
No. And we were looking at.
Okay, so forget that. Thieves -1.5 against Florida.
Okay. Yeah, let me look for that real quick. LA Thieves. Where are you? LA Thieves against Florida money line, or -1.5. Sorry. And we were at.
Yeah. Give me Thieves -1.5, Rocker -1.5 against Legion, and FaZe money line. Come on now, I'm fucking placing that.
FaZe against Vegas, or FaZe against Toronto.
Money line, FaZe against
That is at +382.
I'm on that. Come here now.
I think I'm on that as well. I might tail that with you.
Oh my God, you got to think, ladies and gentlemen, when the not Mark co-host is tailing. All right, there it is. I didn't know if I was going to put out a spray and pray, but if you made it this far, hopefully that shit smacks for the sexy motherfuckers that are still here.
You never know what's going to happen on here.
You never know. I could be fucking. Okay, never mind.
Never mind. Yeah, that's
Minnesota Rocker -1.5, right? That's what we took versus Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Thoughts?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. And then we took FaZe -170 money line. Just got to protect ourselves that goes map 5. And then Thieves -1.5 against Florida. Are we doing against Florida twice? Damn.
I mean,
let's against Legion.
Oh shit! You're gonna make me pull up Bovada again.
Is it Minnesota Rocker -1.5 against Florida or Legion? What do we think?
Minnesota again. Okay, wait. It was FaZe money line.
Yep. And Thieves against Mutineers. It's just whether Rocker is against Legion or Mutineers. That's who they're playing this weekend.
Let me check.
They're both -110, so it doesn't matter.
Rocker is playing Florida.
Right. And Vegas. That's what I'm saying. We have our choice between whether Rocker is 3-1ing Vegas or Florida.
I think they 3-1 both of them.
So we got to pick one. Or unless we put them both.
I think they're both -110, so it's up to you.
Fuck. I'm gonna go against Legion. I might regret that. Fuck. But I'm gonna go with against Legion instead of Mutineers there, ladies and gentlemen. That is +382. I'm gonna go 2 unis. I like it.
I win one. I win a oneer. All I had in my Bovada. It's all I had in my Bovada. I'm sorry.
Tui. I'll be nuking shit on stream too. And if you guys have stayed this far into the podcast, I truly appreciate you. The support just around our community in general has been unreal. We're cooking up things in the background. Hopefully this is the year that we take off. And if you guys are here for picks, I'd hope that you just leave us on in the background and just listen to what we have to say about the COD League. Just trying to make this a less stressful environment for people to just listen and talk about the COD League. But yeah, Ty, thanks for taking some time out to replace not Mark.
Always. No worries. Anytime.
Yeah, we'll see you guys on Friday, twitch.tv/CDL Sportsbook, for those of you that like to watch party with us. If not, we'll see you again next week. And good luck with your bets this weekend, and good luck for your teams. We'll be seeing you.